What's going on, everyone? This is Alex KGB. So I have a build without minions. The only minion I have is Golem, and I tested this with Golem and without a Golem. And without Golem, you're really losing a lot of damage, and you're really losing a lot of survivability. So this is the reason why it is with Golem. But I just wanted to show you how this build works and tell you about all the benefits that you have with this build. Okay, so for the items I have is Deathless Visage, so this allows my Bone Spear to live echoes that explode. Then I have Blood Artisan Cuirass that allows me to have free Bone Spirit when I pick up Blood Orbs. So picking up 7 Blood Orbs will spawn free Spirit that does explosion area damage. Then there is Haul from below, so that now creates uh, like running skeletons. Instead of corpse explosion, it summons volatile skeleton that charges a random enemy and explodes with additional 33% damage. I have Bone Storm that generates barrier for survivability. This is critical strike, grant 8% movement speed, so I'm just still searching for a unique boots for Necromancer. Now there's a Bloodless Scream. All my darkness skill now chill enemies for up to 40%. This one is important. I have Chain of the Embler that consuming corpse gives 44% chance to spawn a blood orb, and as you can see, the blood orb works with Blood Artisan, right? So those work together well. Then I have Imprinted Bones Prison spawns Pool of Blight, and I did pick some skills for Blight to actually, provide benefits from the Bone Prison. And then Bone Spear primarily attacks makes enemies vulnerable and hits beyond the first target with additional 50% damage bone to vulnerable enemies, piercing them. Okay, so this is the items. Now for the Book of Dead, I sacrifice Reapers for increased shadow damage, and I sacrifice Skeletal Mages to do increased damage to vulnerable enemies. For my abilities, I did pick up Blight, I did pick up Blight Slow, and I did pick up 30% chance to immobilize enemies for 1.5 seconds. Why I do that? Well, because Bone Prison spawns Blight. So this is the only reason why I have this on. I want to have the slow, I want to have this immobilization effect. My main attack is Bone Spear. As you can see, I don't have basic attack, only 2 skills picked for basic attack, but all the essence generation is coming from Corpse Explosion. Alright, so let's go look at everything skill by skill. Couple highlights though. 9 points of Bone Spirit are coming from items, so 6 are coming from items. I can ramp this up to 11, but I won't have the blight damage, so this is fine at 9 where it is. I did pick all of the bone skills, damages, and boosts. For the sacrifice, so I have standalone, so damage reduction by 18, reduced by 1 active minion, so minus 2% for Golem. And then sacrificing both Skeletal Warriors and Skeletal Mages increase their sacrifice bonus by 60%. So the bonuses that I have in Book of the Dead for the Skeletons and for the Mages, they are increased, right? So let's take a look at all of the skills, and I'll show you how the build overall works. So first 2 you pick up whatever you want just to enable the tree. Then Bone Spear for the damage and vulnerable damage, Enhanced Bone Spear, Supernatural Bone Spear. Blight here is just for the bonuses of slowing and immobilizing. Hued Flesh to generate corpse 12% at the target location. Now, Corpse Explosion. Corpse Explosion does 7,000 damage, but I have Enhanced Corpse Explosion and I have Blighted Corpse Explosion. So instead, it's actually shadow damage. And, I have Corpse that runs. They wake up, they run towards someone as a volatile skeleton and explode because of Blood Artisan's Cuirass. Not this one, sorry, because of Hull from below. Now, going further, I have Bone Prison. So Bone Prison spawns Blight and slows, immobilizing. Enhanced Bone Prison to generate essence, and Ghastly Bone Prison to make enemies vulnerable. I do have Grim Harvest to Consuming Corpse generate Essence. That's important because you don't have a basic skill to generate Essence, so you do this with Corpse Explosion. Then there's Bone Spirit, so Bone Spirit is great on doing aerial damage, and plus you get free one with the item, so if you pick up orbs, you'll generate free Bone Spirits. I mean, they all kind of get combined together, works pretty well. If it crits, the cooldown is reduced by 6 seconds. Deathful Bone Spirit. After Bone Spirit hits an enemy, generate 30 essence for over the next 4 seconds. So it also generates essence. Serration, Compound Fracture, Avulsion, Rapid Acidification. So all of the bone skills boosts. Golem Mastery for my Golem. Bone Storm. So this is, you want Golem if you're picking up Bone Storm. You can't just go completely without minions because you're going to lose tons of damage that Bone Storm provides, because Bone Storm will appear on you and your Golem. Prime Bone Storm and Supreme Bone Storm. Now then there's Standalone and Memento Mori and Ossified Essence. Your Bone skill deal 1% increased damage for each point of Essence you have up above 50 upon cast. So you'll have like a 50% increase on the cast with a full Essence. Could be more if you get some items to get more Essence. But I mean, so far it's working well. Don't really need anything else here. Okay. Now let's go and do some Helltide. So the patch notes were just, or a patch update was talked about like about an hour ago. So now Helltide will actually drop uniques, so that's pretty awesome. So we're gonna do Helltide. You'll see how this build runs for like 5 minutes or so. But there's also, I'm gonna release a new video on all of the updates that are coming pretty soon. Some of them are coming today, right now. Some of them will be at the next patch 1.4, and then there's tons on the season 1, right? So season 1 is coming on the July 20th. So we'll have a lot of new content campaign happening. Alright, so let's maybe start with Bone Prison so you can see the slow immobilization effect and the damage over time. You can also send Golem, can attack. Let me send Bone Essence, Bone Spirit to do some damage here. Area damage, clear everyone out. You can see everyone's pretty much gone. Now, to get Essence back, again, you do Corpse Explosion. And you can see with Corpse Explosion, I have volatile skeletons running and exploding. And then Bone Storm to clear everything out if you're overwhelmed. One thing that is that I picked, this is a level 60 build, right? So one thing that I picked and that might be important is in Paragon, I have a glyph. I have only one board, but I have a glyph that when I pick up Blood Orbs, I have 7% of your max life as Fortify. So if you see Fortifying happening, that's because of picking up the Blood Orbs from the Paragon board. Alright, let's do this event, and I think that should show you, you know, the build.
I need more essence. I need more time.
Alright, looking good. Here's the boss. Let's hit him with a full Bone Spirit. Maybe it was vulnerable on top from Bone Prison. Alright, so half of the HP.
I lack the required essence.
Oh, what is this guy? Gone. So this build works really well, both with bosses and fighting minions. The only downside, I mean, you have to kind of manage your essence pretty actively, so you can't just do Bone Spirit all the time. Your Bone Spirit is more like support attack, because the core idea is to generate some corpses, do mass corpse explosion, and of course, you know, if you're in trouble, you can do a Golem, activate Golem, and do the Bone Storm. Bone Prison is also working pretty well with slow immobilization, so you can clear out minions, you can cast it on bosses like this, just spawn Bone Spear inside. So I think in general this is a very well balanced build, and you can see I'm picking up blood orbs and I generate free spirits, so I don't really have anyone here to attack, but you can see this. There's free Bone Spirit that will do a lot of damage. Where are you going, buddy? Okay, not far enough. So this was Alex KGB. Hopefully you like the build. Hopefully it's gonna work for you. And again, I'll be making short video soon on the patch notes and the updates coming with the patch 1.4. Some updates coming today and the season 1. Okay, thanks for watching and bye bye.